Welcome to Truth and Company Boxing Podcast. I'm your host, John the Truth Dioria, and tonight we have another segment of 20 random questions. Tonight's guest is professional boxer Marlin Sims. How you doing tonight, Marlin?
Oh man, I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
I appreciate you coming on. I know you're still at work. It's been a long day, so I appreciate you taking time, man.
Yeah, man. I'm literally just parking. I'm getting my class A, so I've been doing some training, and I'm literally just parking the truck. I'm like, oh snaps! I'm sitting in the yard right now. I had to make sure,
No,
man. If I said I'm gonna do something, and I want to make sure I do everything on my part to make it happen.
well, we're not going to get you in trouble at work for sitting around and talking, are we?
Nah, man. Ain't nobody even here. We wasn't even supposed to be
Okay.
here this long. Traffic and
So
everything, but no, we're good.
I want to bring up really quick, and I don't know if there's a personal reason or a business reason behind this. So if you want to talk about it, that'd be great. If you don't, we'll skip it. I guess I want to know personally, and some of the boxing fans, you were a Minnesota boxer for a long time, and now you're located down in Florida. So can you tell us a little bit about, was this a business move or was this a personal move?
This is a personal move. This was just me getting up and just spreading my wings and experience something new. Um, which at the same time I'm still continuing my boxing and everything. Hopefully I'll be back in the ring sometime before the end of the year. Um, but this was just a personal thing. And I came down here. I said I wanted to experience something different, be somewhere where I love and enjoy the weather, and just something different. And got up and had to make that move happen.
And once you made that move, obviously you found yourself a good home gym now. And so, how are things going with training and trainers and things like that down there?
Things are smooth, man. The best thing I will say more than anything else is training. It's about making sure you get up and doing the work. Can't nobody do it for you. You got to get up and have that drive to do it yourself. But the sparring, the amount of different sparring from the Cuban fighters that are down here, from the different Latinos, Hispanics, the blacks, it just everybody, just so many different styles you see, and a lot of sharp talent out here. That's the biggest. I think that's the biggest thing that made a difference so far.
All right, well, it's good to hear that that's a plus in the business side, too, then.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. So that also, at the same time, I said, hey, I know, Florida got a lot of boxing going on at the same time. So it was so more so as a personal, but I knew that business would follow along.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll get to see you in the ring soon.
Yeah,
All right, so you ready for these random 20 questions?
let's do it.
All right, question one. How did you get involved in the sport of boxing?
I got involved in the sport of boxing literally when I moved to Atlanta in 2013, and just randomly, I was watching Floyd Mayweather versus Robert Guerrero, and I looked at the fight and I said, I can do this. And I went to the gym, moved back to Minnesota, and I just stuck with it. I started boxing. I walked in the gym at the age of 21.
Okay, and so how many years you been boxing now, then?
So now, just in all of boxing, just 9 years altogether.
Okay. Question two. Tell me your boxing Mount Rushmore, your top four guys.
Oh, it's hard to say. I know I put, it's hard. I've never really did one. Obviously for me, I put Floyd Mayweather in there. Um, I like to add the historians, but I'm not a historian, even though I've watched, the Marvin Haglers, the Sugar Rays and all of that stuff, the Tommy Hitman Hearns, the Ali's, but I kind of feel like it's sometimes just so cliche going, with the the average of what everybody, even though that they're just that great.
Yeah, but this is just your top four
My
favorite guys.
my top four, no specific order of what I prefer, what I like to watch if they're fighting. So Floyd Mayweather, um, Deontay Wilder, um, Vasil Lomachenko, and I don't know who I got for that fourth spot at all. The other thing that makes it so hard because I watch everybody. I could watch a random, small promotion that's on YouTube or Facebook, and I could watch it because I just love boxing. So it's hard to say for me to fill that fourth spot.
All All right. Well, I mean, it's your Mount Rushmore. You don't have to have four.
I guess you're right.
All right. Question three. Do you have any hobbies outside of the sport of boxing?
Everything, man. Outside of boxing, man, I do a lot of outdoor nature stuff, building shelters, making fires, fishing, hunting. I do everything. I'm getting certified in snorkeling or scuba diving. So I'm doing a lot of open water dives. I'm doing a bunch of different stuff. That's just I'm always doing something. I just doing a lot of different stuff. After I get done with this, I'll be learning how to do the spear fishing. And I said I'm gonna probably go back and get certified in skydiving. I just do a lot of different anything, whatever I feel like doing, man. I just want to enjoy life every day.
All right. Question four. What type of music do you enjoy listening to?
I listen to everything, literally from it could be from obviously my rap and my hip hop, but I listen to my old school Motown, such as Sam Cooke. It could be Michael Jackson, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire. Then I also listen to alternative music, piano music. One of my favorite pianists is Doug Hammer. Um, I listen to absolutely everything. One of my favorite groups right now is Ex Ambassadors. I just listen to everything, and then I get put onto a different genre by listening to their Pandora station or so.
Okay. Question five. What is your favorite boxing movie?
Favorite boxing movie as of right now, it would be Creed 3 as of right now.
Okay. Question six. What is something that your boxing fans don't know about you?
That they don't know. Nothing. I'm pretty open with everything. It's hard to say what they don't know, and if anything they don't know is probably that something I wouldn't want them to know. So it's hard to say. So I think I'm pretty much an open book.
Well, I mean, you just listed a whole bunch of stuff I don't think your boxing fans probably didn't know. So,
Well, I guess you're right. I spent a month down in Africa, living in the bush. So that's something a lot of people don't know.
wow, when did you do that?
Last month, or yeah, went left in what end of May, came back in June.
So, how was that experience?
Phenomenal, phenomenal. Just put a lot of time in and was able to go down there. It was a beautiful journey for myself to go down there and be able to do such a thing like that, and experiencing hippopotamus, crocodiles, a lot of different stuff, and literally living off the land. Didn't eat nothing unless I killed it.
Wow, that had to be a great experience.
Yeah.
All right, question seven. Can you sing, dance, or do you play an instrument?
I like to believe I can sing. I always say I sing. I do karaoke all the time. I will go somewhere and do karaoke. I love singing. I used to dance. I used to actually do like break dancing. Um, but no, I don't necessarily think I got all the moves anymore. But I sing all the time. I sing every day of my life. I sing in the morning and afternoon while I'm driving. Every moment. A lot of people can see it. Like if I used to do this thing on my social media, I'll call it car karaoke, where I'm just singing all day as I used to drive over the road. So that was my thing. That was like a therapy.
Okay, question eight. If you could have dinner with any four people in the world, dead or alive, celebrities, people from history, anybody, who would be the four people you'd have dinner with?
Four people. I would probably want to have dinner with Malcolm X. Um, I would probably want to have who else? Alive, Jay Z. I add Jay Z in there. Um, when it's on the spot, it's hard to think. So
That's
Malcolm
why
X, Jay Z.
that's why there are 20
Uh,
random questions.
yeah. Who was the other two people? Thinking about dinner. Uh, I'm gonna have to pass on that too. I can't even think right now. I'm trying to think of something good, but I just can't even think right now.
Okay, so right
Um,
now it's Jay Z and Malcolm X.
Jay Z, Malcolm X. Um, Me just trying to think, I can't even think.
Any athletes, boxers?
Uh, no, not that. I would say it'll probably be somebody on a probably be like some financial person, somebody who's good at finances, with investments and things like that. I think I can only think about John, like just something of somebody who created something in the past that was so monumental.
What about Bill
Um,
Gates?
yeah, I guess Bill Gates would be, yeah, and yeah. But when structuring that question, I'd be like, I want to speak to him, prior to him, creating what he created and being able to be a part of that. Um, Mark Cuban. I'll put Mark Cuban in there. I was gonna
Okay.
say Elon Musk, so I'll put Malcolm X, Jay Z, um, Elon Musk, and Mark Cuban in that.
Okay. Let's see. Question 9. What's the one thing that you hate the most in training?
During training, I don't hate any. I guess. Oh no. If it's in training, it's more. It'll be something simple, but it's alternate leg lunging or but jump the they call 'em- so everybody call them different, but I know them as Iron Mike. So you're doing leg lunges, but you're hopping for each leg. Anything really just dealing with that part, I hate it, but I also incorporate it more in my training because I know that's the thing that works the most. If I hate it the most,
Okay. Question 10. What's the best advice you've ever gotten from another boxer and who was it?
from another boxer, I guess it'll be. I think some of the best advice is, don't do not, where they say admire your work. So after you do something and you get it done, you say if you land a good combination, don't just stand there and wait for the person to do something. Move. Whether you get on the jab or just get out of range of fire. Don't sit there and admire your work and just sit there and pause or just be like, oh, I just landed this and just waiting for them to do an action. And honestly, I hear that from a lot of people that I've worked with, just a bunch of different people. um, that'll probably be the best.
Okay. Question 11. Do you enjoy watching female boxing?
Yes, I do. Yep, just yep. I can watch women boxing. I will. I watch it pretty much all, especially how it is now. They're getting a lot more attention. Um, I'm one of those guys who think that they should also go to regular 3-minute rounds. I think that they're fighters just like we fighters, so they're able to handle themselves as they proven. So I think that would make it also more interesting and exciting.
Okay. Question 12. If you could star in a movie with any actor, what actor would you want to star in a movie with?
There's gonna be two answers to that. Jamie Foxx or Will Smith.
Okay.
I'll lock it out.
Let's see. Question 13. What is the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Weirdest thing I've ever eaten.
Did you eat any weird stuff in Africa?
It wasn't weird to me, but I ate like grasshoppers and crickets. Um, I enjoyed them since even when I got back to Florida, I ate a few of them. uh, you know, but I guess that would I've ate something weirder than that before. It's hard to say honestly. I guess I'll go with grasshoppers, crickets. I tell people that and they're like, "What?"
Okay, question 14. What's the best Halloween costume you've ever put on?
Um, I got to think about my childhood at that point. Best Halloween costume. I don't know. I guess it wasn't really too much of a costume. I dressed up as myself. I just put all my boxing stuff on and went out before. But um, I guess a Spider Man. I would say I had a Spider Man costume at one point.
Okay. Question 15. Do you like to cook in the kitchen, go out to restaurants, or are you more of a fast food person?
I prefer cooking in the kitchen. Like if I go hunting and I catch it, if I get a deer, I'll cook it all. If I kill it, I cook it. So that's the best part. But my wife does a lot of all the cooking. My wife does all the cooking. So
But
we mostly eat.
you're pretty experienced in the kitchen, though.
Oh no! Every time I cook, I say cooking ain't nothing but just an experiment anyway, and I just have no, I just mix whatever I feel like mixing together.
Okay. All right. Question 16. Do you have any phobias?
No, none at all. I used to
All
be
right.
scared of raccoons, but not no more.
Okay. Well, what changed that?
Uh, I just no longer started being scared of nothing too much, nothing really of of real danger. Um, so I just kind of got over it.
Okay. Question 17. If you could box in a celebrity boxing match and pick any actor or any athlete as your opponent, who would you want to fight?
In a sense of this, especially with today's age, I try to pick somebody. I don't know. Uh, boxing celebrity. Uh, I'll I'll pick Donald Trump. I think if I pick Donald Trump, it had the most eyes on there. It had more eyes than anything else. Then, so I try to for something like that for a celebrity boxing match. Obviously, we want to garner as much attention as we can. I think if Donald Trump was that partner in the ring, that'd be the person.
Okay, that's a good answer. Question 18. Who are some of the bigger names in boxing that you've actually sparred with?
uh, Jermel Herring was the biggest name that I sparred with. I went down there when he was getting ready for Shakur Stevenson, so I was able to train with him, Terrence Crawford, Soko Steven Nelson, all of them. So that was a phenomenal thing training with Bo Mack and everybody, the whole team.
Okay. All right, and let's see. Question 19. If you could live one celebrity's life for 24 hours, who would it be?
It's hard. I I don't know. I really don't never think about living nobody else's life because my life is so amazing. It could be always better, but my life is meant for me, so I don't never necessarily think about it. But I guess if I could pick somebody, I want to see. I guess how Floyd Mayweather living. I guess.
Okay. Question 20, your last question. How has boxing affected your life in a positive manner and in a negative manner?
It has not affected my life in a negative manner. Since I got into boxing, that's when I started traveling from doing amateur fights. I was getting on the boxing website at home and paying for my own trips, going out of town and traveling and experiencing something different. Um, so it has only impacted me positively. From the time that I got into, I've always been in shape, but being able to get in shape to a different extent and being able to go in the ring and show what I've been working on to the people that have been able to see me fight all over, man. It's been so positive for my life. It changed who I was because before I got into boxing, I really didn't have no plans. When I got into boxing, I started making businesses, growing, inside and outside the ring because I wanted to be able to spend more time doing my boxing. So it just grew. It just made me grow in so many different ways.
Okay. And seeing that you just brought up Terrence Crawford, that you've actually been in the ring with him and sparring, correct?
Wait, I sparred with Jamel Herring, but I've
Oh,
been
okay.
around close while he was sparring and whatnot though
Okay,
as well.
but you've seen him in the ring in the gym. You were around him, right?
Yeah, correct. We all worked out together and everything.
Okay, so our 20 questions is up, but I want to ask you because this weekend is the mega fight. Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. You've seen him close up fight. Give me your prediction and some of the breakdown of the fight.
Man, this is the hardest prediction to make. I honestly, but just staying neutral. On the fearful of just like either way, it can go either way. But I was just like, I don't even want to be quoted being wrong for this fight here. Um, at all. Like that's the reason why I haven't even picked nobody. I just said I just want a memorable fight. I just want something to be so fantastic. That's it. I have no dog in the race.
Okay.
I think personally, I would like to see Terrence win, only because I see him more as an underdog in everybody else's eyes. I think he's actually favored on the books, but honestly, he's the underdog in this fight, in the eyes of the public, if you ask me.
Oh, and
But
that's
I will.
understandable.
Hmm. So I think I don't like I just want a good fight. I just want something. I just want a good fight. That's all.
No, I totally agree with you. I hope this is going to be like a Hagler Hearns, Leonard Hearns, one of those fights back in the day with Duran, that type of stuff. I hope, I mean, don't get me wrong, for the casual fans that they don't understand technique, if these two came out and it became a chess match, to me that would still be entertaining just because we know the science of the game, but to the casual fans, they want to see a fight. They want to see these
Yeah,
two stand in the middle of the ring and test each other's chins, test each other's speed, test each other's power. They want these two to stand in a phone booth. So
yeah.
I'm
And
really
see,
hoping they get.
go ahead, finish
No,
it.
I was just gonna say I really hope that they do some of that. I know they're gonna.
Yeah,
I think the first 3-4 rounds, it's gonna be a lot of technique. They're gonna be testing each other, a lot of technical skills, and then I think down in the later rounds, it's gonna turn into a fight.
yeah. I think the same way. Because both of them got that dog. They got that I want to get in there and fight. So that's the thing. Like I'll break it down this way. I say, Terrence got that mode where he will stay there and fight. Get in the grit right there in the phone booth, and I think that will be the downplay. Just look outside looking in. I don't know. Styles may fight no matter if he fought that way with somebody else, and then this person fought that. It just depends on how these two mix in there on that night. Um, I think if they fought 10 times, you'll get 10. You can possibly get 10 different results. Like it could go any different way. That's how close this match is right here. So I
We'll
just
see.
like all I say is just I want a good and close match
And what a lot of people might not know, even a lot of these casual fans, is there's a rematch clause. So there will
on
be a
both
second.
sides.
There's going to be a second fight as long as this is entertaining. It's going, and I don't see how it can't be. So we can
Yeah.
expect. I'm thinking if this goes really well, you can anticipate a trilogy.
Yeah, and I think that's even if they did two at welterweight and then moved up to 154, then got the other fight, they can beat each other's man. They could. I'm a person, even if somebody, whoever, even if one, after one of them lose, I think that they're still a great fighter, and I will tune in again to see you fight. Sean Porter has multiple losses. I've always watched him fight. I've always enjoyed him fight. A lot of people keep getting caught up on this. Oh, this person is, think about the Inoue and Stephen Fulton. A lot of people are kind of throwing Stephen Fulton under the bus, like, oh, he wasn't this or he wasn't that. Okay, he just lost to a great fighter. That's all it is. Sometimes you got an off night. Just too many boxing fans be too quick to throw somebody in the trash because they took a loss.
See
You
the
know,
problem, and I agree with you. The problem with this generation of boxing fans is it's all about O's. They think that once you lose, they jump off the bandwagon and then they're like, oh, this guy's trash. He might as well retire. It's like, look, man, take a look back in the days when these guys were fighting 100 fights. Some of these guys, Leonard Duran, all those guys had losses. So I mean, just because you take one loss doesn't mean anything.
that is absolutely correct, man. And I just tell people, you got all of these, wishy-washy fans nowadays. That's what it is.
Well, listen, I once again I appreciate you taking time off from work to come on the show, man, and do the 20 random questions. I hope you had a good time, and I know the Minnesota fans are excited to see you get back in the ring. We loved you up here, and I'm sure the Florida fans are gonna adopt you down there, and they're gonna love your slick style down there. So keep doing what you're doing, man, and keep representing Minnesota and Florida.
Yes, for sure, man. 1000%. And I appreciate you having me on today.
All right. Well, you have a good day, man, and we'll talk soon. And the truth has spoken.